Okay, so I was going to, upload this at the end of January, but because of the internet breaking down completely, I need to, speed up a little bit so that I can get the other videos done. In the meantime, I'm gonna use the actual 3D model. I'll use this stale image instead with some faces. Enjoy. Okay, guys, look. I know I have promised a video of me showing off my 3D model in January, but it's right now March. And the reason is because this PC gave up on itself and almost is pretty much dead. I mean, I'm not complaining. This computer has served me like 5 years, and it served another 5 years from my uncle. In fact, I actually got this from my uncle gifted, so yeah, I guess there's that. But as of talking right now, I am not a big fan of it anymore. It's just way too old, man. The GPU is a 970. It has 32 gigabyte DDR3 RAM and uses hard drives instead of an SSD. AKA, this is just a museum exhibition instead of a PC that is supposed to be used by normal people. Well, it started getting worse around when TSW was not running properly anymore on the lowest graphic settings. I was like, as long as it can run Minecraft in my city, I should be more than fine. Are you kidding me? So it proceeds to constantly freeze every time I boot up Minecraft, and then I have to completely kill off the PC by either unplugging it or holding the power button, which, kills off the computer, which increases the risk of corruption. So yeah, I kinda spent 2,000 euros on a new PC, and this video is about me setting it up and telling you it's not that bad. You know what? Even you could build this today if you want to. It just requires a little bit of patience, a little bit of time, aka one entire day of building, and a little bit of luck. Also, just for your own sake, please don't use this as a tutorial, man. This is not meant to be a tutorial. This is meant for entertainment purposes only, man. Oh my god, I don't know what to say. So the first step you would usually do when building a PC is to do research on PCs for like 3 weeks straight, which I ended up doing. And I started researching all the components I need for a PC. I just looked at whatever worked, and I ended up with this specific build. Well, I waited a couple days, and only the case came. Well, this is great. So this is the Phanteks XT Pro tower, costing around 59.90 in euros. It includes a removable, magnetically attached dust filter to keep the dust out from the fans. You basically just open the outside panel by just unscrewing these little screws right here. The same applies pretty much for the back panel that can also come off. It can come off. Oh my god, are you
I don't know what I'm doing!
Nothing much to say except it gets the job done. Now that I actually have the case, it's only a matter of time for the rest of the PC to arrive.
Fanta, Alter! Wasser! Schokolade! Was soll ich mit Schokolade, Alter? Ich will Schokotrink!
It finally came. Please ignore this messy ass room. I'm gonna clean it up later. So, I don't really have a professional tool to open this. We'll just have to deal with this. Let's see if this has everything I need. Oh my god, there's more tape. I am professional at opening packages, I swear. I just can't prove it right now.
Mr. Grizzly, Mr. Grizzly.
Got the thermal paste. I have a feeling there's already thermal paste inside the cooler, but whatever. Where'd I put this? The rest of the footage is just me taking all of the parts out of the box. While I'm at it, you probably have noticed that I don't have a Discord server anymore, but a root server. Just so you know, in case you want to join. I forgot the thermal paste. Yeah.
Fuck you. What, bitch? I'll beat your motherfucking ass, bitch. Don't be fucking with me, bitch. You fucking with no Chester Stone, you stink ass servo, bitch. I'll body slam your motherfucking ass, bitch.
Today is your end, great sir. So before I even started working on the PC itself, I first cleaned up my whole ass desk. And then I got the following supplies. A bunch of screwdrivers, a driller. You can never be too prepared. And that's all you really need to build a PC. So here it is. The motherboard is still missing, hold on. So here we have it. It might be a little bit dark. Let me put on the magic bulb. What do we have here in this box? What is this? What is inside here? Don't mind my extremely terrible red zombie-like hands. That's just normal. Trust me on this one. Wait. Oh, this is the Wi-Fi adapter if I ever wanted to use it. I'm going to frankly just put that to the side. Get out the main motherboard. If I how do I even take it out the box? I guess like this. Yeah, this works. This works just fine. And then here we have instructions. What is this? Stickers? Sticker sheet? Why is there a stick sheet? I don't need a sticker sheet. Instructions. European Union regulation notices. I'm not even gonna bother reading that. And then here we have the quick installation guide. Guys, only for common personal computer assembly. For detailed installation information, please scan the QR code. Blah. I will use it though. And then we have a bunch of little packets. I think I should bring like a container or something. Hold on, I'll be right back. Never mind, I'm just going to be using my all-time favorite Deutsche Bahn cup. You can barely see it, but there are some trains on there. I'm just gonna put all the small things in here. Some wires? Oh yeah, that's for the... Oh, this is for RGB right here. This is also for RGB? I'm gonna find it out once I get to the assembly. And here we have our shout out for some reason. And now, like any other professional PC builder, I'm gonna be using the box as my base. Oh, there we go. I'm gonna be very careful to get this up. Oh my god, this smells. That is an instant smell. Nobody was talking about the smell of this motherboard. Jesus. Oh, there we go. Here's the incredibly sensitive. I don't know how sensitive this is now. I think this is the SSD socket. this is where I think the GPU goes in. Oh, this is GPU. This is RAM. This is the CPU. This is the socket. It comes with a ISO shield pre-packaged. And I don't know what this is. This is probably just for RGB. But, yeah, this doesn't seem too bad. Let me get the CPU out. So here it is, 9000 series AMD Ryzen 7 CPU. Yeah, let me actually open this up first before I start messing with the motherboard. I need scissors. Where are my scissors? Found the cheap scissors. Thank you, preschool scissors that have been in use for like 10 years. Hell, even more, I think. The scissors are old. I remember this from kindergarten, I think. But I got it open. Let me just open this. Oop. Okay. Very careful. Here it is. Just take it out. Put it right here for now. First of all, we need to, you know, loosen this. Okay. And we open this up. Here it is. Very nice and lovely. Triangles right there. And I just need to carefully open up the CPU. Okay. Oh, just. Oh, that's heavy. That is a heavy CPU. I never thought. Everyone says CPUs were heavy, but I never thought they were this heavy. Put it in like this. Okay. Seems about right. Then I just simply shut this. And then we apply pressure with this. Okay. CPU installation complete. And I'm going to be keeping this in case I want to return my motherboard somehow. Okay, my next step of operation is to install the SSD. So let me get that real quick. So here's the SSD I'm using. I am very much unaware. I'm most unaware on the SSD because this board is so weird and complicated. It makes no sense. Like, where is the SSD slot? Where's SSD slot number 1? Is it this one?
And yeah, it took me a little while to find out that that's actually the SSD slot I need to put it into.
Wait, so this is an SSD slot? Oh. What? That is so much easier. Yeah, there's the page. So this is the SSD slot. Well, time to figure out how to... Time to try and attempt to put it in. Line it up with that little hidey hole right here. That little gap. This black gap. I just insert it in. A little bit of force.
Job well done.
Oh, perfect. That's what I want. Oh, it just holds in like that? No way. That's actually so easy. I never knew PC building was this easy and convenient nowadays. So now I'm just gonna peel off the thermal paste. Am I 1000% sure this is right? Let me check the manual.
Oh, yeah, I get it. Honestly, you could yell at me all day. This thing is...
I'm just going to believe it's going to work like this. If it's not going to recognize the SSD, then that's on my part, and I'll get an expert because I have a plan B in case this goes completely south. But let me just get rid of the thermal paste. So that's stable and secured. Now what I want to do is probably the most satisfying part of building a PC, which is installing that RAM. That overly expensive over 400 euro RAM. Where is it? Here it is. 2 16 gigabyte DDR5 RAM. Okay. I already know this, alright? I am aware of where the RAM sticks are supposed to be. I already am aware of how...
But what the hell, boy?
Guys, this is what dying feels like. Gonna catch me rotten dirt.
I'm just gonna do a 2-4, like every other PC man does it. So... do I put it in here like this? Oh, that aligns. That aligns. That aligns pretty well now. Oh, how much force do I need to put on this thing? Ah, that was way too much force for my liking. There, RAM installed. That was quite a lot more power than I thought it would. Anywho, it's installed, and I'm happy with it. I'm happy with it so far. This has been bit of panicky, but it hasn't been too bad so far. Now, CPU cooler installation. It's like the last part of the motherboard before I go to actually install it into my case, which is going to make this setup right here completely pointless, and I'll need to, you know, cut and stuff, so it's like, my bad.
Why am I reaching you at the coordinates of the abandoned space station?
Quick interruption later. We are continuing to the next part, which is the CPU cooler. I can barely fit it on the camera. Let me just open it. Just open it like a normal person. Let me guess, there's thermal paste in here. I already know there's thermal paste in this thing. There's thermal paste in this thing. Come on, show me. Show me the thermal paste that is pre-installed and I didn't really need to buy it. Oh, I need to dump this. I don't want to dump it though. Oh, yeah. Stuff. Package. And here's what I have. It's still covered and everything. Oh, let me unbox everything. Okay, CPU cooler number 1. I actually bought something that has 2. Yeah, here's the main cooling. Pretty cool. Pretty Arctic. Pretty Antarctica. And then here is CPU cooler number 2. Yeah. Oh, cable. Cable flew out. Now let me see. Is there thermal paste? There's a bit of, yeah, there's stuff. There's more stuff in here. Oh my god. I almost threw that away. Now let's see. Does this cooler come with thermal paste? Why isn't it opening? Okay. Dump. It comes with thermal paste included. Oh my god. Do I use this or do I use the Mr. Grizzly paste? I'm just gonna use the pre-installed one. I'm just gonna trust the process. I'm just gonna MX6. Whoop. Okay. This is gonna be weird. It's gonna be weird. Well, I actually need to install the supports first. Hold on. Before I do that, I need to, you know, install these things. First, let me actually unscrew this. This is too slow. Oh, that went well. Okay, this is not working. Okay. That's all the screws. Get rid of this. And get rid of this. Doesn't come with standoffs, I think. Does it? It never really came with anything else. No, wait, these are pre-installed standoffs. Wait, I just put them like this? Wait, what? Oh, let me test this. And if I put it right here, will it align? It does not align. So we'll need standoffs. Actually, how about I set up like this? What, line up like this? Yep. No, that's gonna line up pretty well. Alright, that settles that. I'm gonna, just to be sure, screw in like one more time. Okay, time for the most questionable part. Putting on liquid. Hold on, just a little bit more. This is not good. This is not good. Yeah, on. Come on. Come on, thermal paste. I know you can do it. I know it's hard. I know it's stuck on the. Well, here's the worst part of a PC build: putting this thermal paste on. It doesn't want to leave. There we go. This is a terrible amount. I think this is too much, but it's whatever. We're just gonna ignore this happened. Okay, this is good enough, I think. So, I mean, is this an indicator for cheap thermal paste? Hold on, I need to look this up.
So the good news is that thermoplaster is a thermal interface material, so it should be adequate to cool your CPU. But that's pretty much where the good news ends. Because, well, unlike normal thermal paste, thermoplaster is, well, an adhesive. This thing still does not budge, and actually we can still lift the entire case with it. And in fact, pulling hard enough, well, might just pull out the CPU entirely. And that's of course assuming you're using an AM4 CPU, which hopefully you are. At this point I tried a handful of techniques to get it off, such as using a hot air gun, cutting a seam of the glue, and trying to pry it off.
So, I'm picking this instead. Thank you, Mr. YouTuber. So I'm gonna use this instead. Oh yeah, that is much better. Much better. Now we got the spreader. Alright. Good. We did it. Now that we have the paste in, we can actually put the base. Satisfying removal. I guess like this, and I think I damaged it. Shit. That should be fine. I didn't know you could break them so easily. Not even gonna bother with it. I'm just gonna install the fan and hope for the best. You can tell this is becoming a lot less visual. Like, I'm not a professional cameraman.
From that point on, I pretty much abandoned the original setup.
Okay, so I've ditched the tripod diggity bop that I attached on my table because it got in the way and you could barely see anything. So I plugged in these two CPUs. Fan diggity bobs in here. This one says sys fan, but I'm gonna configure that in the BIOS anyway. Also, some weird freak joined.
And my name is Weird Freak.
Do your thing, Aaron. Now that I have this all configured, I think I'm actually done with the motherboard. I think I've already assembled everything. When I got SSD slot in, CPU in, thermal paste. Wait, how am I gonna put this case onto my cable? It's a mess.
I just want to say to the school teacher that said I wouldn't turn out to be any more than a construction worker and alcoholic, man, f you, that was a lucky guess.
Okay, now that I am looking at it, it's gonna be a very tight fit, but I think I can put it on there sideways. Keyword, I think. First I need to completely disassemble this. I'm not gonna film myself unscrewing these again. Oh, got it on the table. All the parts are here. And now I need to figure out which ones touch the motherboard, which of these screws touch the motherboard, and which ones don't. That's the funny game.
Funny thing, they all fit, and I had to remove none of them, because none of them were even removable in the first place.
Dude, I think I know it's bad when my almost 1 terabyte fucking D drive is at 141 gigs right now.
What? Should I got my GPU out? No. I should get the power supply in first. Hold on, let me actually first. It has been. Anyway, status update. I figured out that all the screws that I needed to put on were actually meant to be put on. None of them are going to interact with the motherboard or circuit or break it or something. But yeah, it's all attached, it's safe, it's beautiful, and yeah, shout out to POV PC Build for teaching me all of this. Alright, now I'm gonna be simply putting all of these into the motherboard so that I don't have to deal with any of this nonsense before I get to the power supply. So I'm gonna do this off camera because I just know I'm gonna fail it.
Oh, I think the gap between the wires is a little bit too wide for the 2 kilovolt to jump across.
Oh yeah, also this Gooner over here joint. Say something Gooner related now.
Me?
Mr. Goon. Mr. Quick status update. I've plugged in everything I need for the power supply, and I was originally gonna put it in here, but then this cable was going through here. It was in the way, so I had to move the cable over here, and I was able to plug it back in just fine, like the HE audio. Now I just simply move this bad boy in. Maybe I need to get the cables onto this table so that it doesn't, you know, pull it back through gravity. I'm just gonna move it in, and that should do the job just fine. Look at that. Now I just need to screw this in so it stays solid and doesn't move around, and then I should catch you once I've done this and plugged it all in. Also, I already unboxed the GPU off camera. It is a lovely GPU. Also, my internet died thanks to probably the motherboard because my phone is not able to connect to the Wi-Fi, so... Alright, my Wi-Fi is still not fixing itself. Thank you, Dell Computer. Thank you for knowing that you still hate me. Last thing we need to do is, get that bloody beautiful AMD Ryzen GPU into the motherboard, and then I connect it, and then I'm actually done.
Oh, this is really nice. Everything is lettered so that you can't screw up which one you use.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it is complete. Finally, that was surprisingly easy. I can't celebrate now. I have to actually test this thing and see if it actually boots up. That's gonna be fun to find out that it isn't gonna boot up or anything. I ended up not recording this session where I booted up the PC because my sister was there, but getting to the point, I plugged it all in, and it worked just fine.
Oh, let's go! That's class!
I installed Windows, installed my drivers, imported everything that I have saved with my external drive, and I was pretty much done. And it was definitely worth the money. Like, I can finally play Train Sim World 6 with 100 FPS on high graphics. I could finally build in my city and not need to worry about it freezing all the time. And I can finally enjoy editing without any lag. Like, I can finally do whatever I wanted to do. Like, guys, you need to build a PC now. I don't care how expensive it is. Like and subscribe in the next 5 seconds or I'll nuke your entire house. That is totally not clickbait. If you don't like and subscribe, you'll
empty the compartments of your pantaloons. For what purpose? And discard of your footwear as well. For what purpose? In fact, I am equipped to